Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm here to review the Real Housewives of Lagos season 3 episode 7. For this episode, it starts with them. They are still at the beach house, right? This is the next day after Dabota and Sophia had their ish. Dabota and Diadem are standing outside. They're standing by some cold bikes, and they just start discussing like. So actually, Dabota asked Diadem how her night was, and she said her night went fine. She slept well, and the sorts. But before I continue, before I forget, let me just state it here that I really liked their outfits.
Good night, my darling. I slept like a baby. I swear.
Both Dabuta and Diadem, I liked what they were wearing. Anyway, Diadem says, surprisingly, she actually slept well. And Dabuta says she also slept well. Surprisingly, she was surprised that she also slept very fine the night before, right? So Mariam joins them, and Mariam tells them that actually they stressed her out like last night. She was also saying it likely that they stressed her out the night before. And then Dabuta asked Mariam like what she was expecting from the night before. And Mariam just confessed that she actually wasn't expecting like the argument to get heated like that. She thought they'd just have this simple conversation and just end the matter there. Mariam tells Dabuta that
You know that, yes, obviously, it's your first encounter with Sophia and everything. I do feel like she's a very nice person, but with time.
So she said Sophia is a very nice person, but with time. And as she said, with time, whatever Mariam said was broken off. The rest of it, like I said, this heavy editing, right, gets on my nerves most of the time. Because I don't know why that conversation was broken in the middle of what Mariam was saying, but it was broken off, and maybe somehow we get to see on same footages later. But from what I can deduce, right, Mariam was just trying to explain to Dabuta that Dabuta shouldn't jump to conclusions based on how Sophia behaved towards her the night before. Like, let me just call what Mariam was doing damage control, and I can understand why she's doing that because she's a PR expert, right? So she's trying to save Sophia's face. But what I was thinking watching that, I was wondering in my mind why Mariam was doing that. I can understand Mariam and Sophia are friends, right? But Sophia has basically told us that she's a one-man mopo. So Mariam, why don't you just leave her to face whatever the consequence of her behavior is, right? But anyway, it was just Mariam trying to do damage control for Sophia and whatnot. And Dabuta too tells Mariam what she thought about the issue concerning Sophia.
I'm a very, very passionate person when I'm involved in something or when I'm doing something. Like, I really put my energy and effort into it. And for somebody who I don't know from anywhere to just kind of diminish that not even in a way that is reasonable or as a critique or for an opportunity to learn something, but just for whatever reason, I just found it really uncultured.
So Dabuta once again explains what the issue that she has with Sophia. From Dabuta's confessional.
For me, this is dirty water under an old bridge. I'm totally over it. I'm ready to keep things moving and, let's just have a good time.
I really like the words that she used there. She said it's all dirty water under an old bridge. So, three of them, that's Dabuta, Diadem, and Mariam, they get on their cold bikes, they ride around, and I can see that they had fun. In fact, there was even a point where Mariam even got on Diadem's cold bike. And I was thinking, okay, maybe Mariam is no longer pissed off at Diadem. Maybe new day, new feeling, right? I guess that's what happened. The next thing shows Sophia knocking on Carol's room, getting her ready so that he can go for yoga. And I swear, I was so shocked because I wasn't expecting Sophia to be at this beach house after what happened between she and Dabuta, right? And after that statement that she made at the end of episode 6, Bana Son Rainy Wayu, I was like, I thought that she just packed up her things that night and left. So I was so surprised that she was still there, even planning on going to yoga there in the beach house. Girl, what's going on? Was it all mouth the day before? How come I'm gonna Kaweba? I was expecting to have left, but anyway, whatever. So she and Caroline, they get downstairs, they meet Faith. Faith is actually a yoga instructor, so Faith directs them on what to do. She gives them sound therapy and just different stuff. And Sophia explained that she knows Faith. Faith is actually her personal yoga instructor, right? So after they are done with yoga, Caroline and Sophia use that time to like discuss the whole issue, right? So Sophia starts the discussion with,
I'm actually happy about going home.
and I'm like, girl, you should have gone hours before now. But whatever, it's fine. That is the last day anyway, so it's fine. So she was also telling Carol that she didn't know why Dabuta and Diadem came at her with such viciousness.
I was clearly under her skin yesterday, and I intend to build a mansion under her skin moving forward.
And it was where she was discussing this, while discussing this at this point with Carol, I just decided that Sophia will never understand what she has done wrong. And we all just have to accept that I don't think she will ever understand what she has done wrong at this point, because I believe that if she had some sort of self-reflection, right, she'd have thought about it and see how it looks if she had put herself in Dabuta's shoes. But I don't think she'll ever get it. So, and at this point, I guess it's okay. It's just better to just forget that all this ever happened. But anyway, she was just discussing on her own with Caroline, and Caroline in her confessional says,
I know that Sophia has a lot on her chest and she wants to let her. I'm just going to listen to her because I have no intentions of forming a clique in this group.
And I was shocked by that statement. Like, Caroline, what do you mean by you don't want to form a clique? You already have. You already have, like, I was just so confused by that statement. You already have, the moment you refuse to go with Dabuta on her boat, you join Sophia and Mariam on Sophia's boat, then you form the clique. I don't know what this lady is talking about, but anyway, let's continue. Then Caroline is telling Sophia what she thinks about Diadem.
And one thing I noticed about Diadem is she never owns up to her words. And she is trying to play Voltron for Dabota. At the end of the day, is something I noticed about her. Diadem speaks from both sides of her mouth. She never really sticks to one thing that she says. And then she's always defending Dabota.
Like, Auntie, you were with Diadem the night before, you would have brought it up. That's what I feel. Instead of coming here to say this, yeah, you already started a discussion with Diadem. The day before, you would have just finished up everything. But anyway, this is reality TV, right? So she still has to save some drama for the future. I guess that's the motive of this anyway. So there was this thing Caroline said that she believes Diadem is trying to play Voltron for Dabota. And Sophie's question was,
Oh, is that why she came at me?
Because
no, Sophia, at this point, I wish I was there to just tell Sophia, calm down. It's not about you at this point. It's not about you. Like, these two people, Diadem and Dabota, they know themselves before coming on this show. And they promise to stick to each other, right? So it's not even about you. It's just about being loyal to a friend. So for Carol saying that she believes Diadem is acting like a Voltron for Dabota, it's sort of like confusing me. But anyway, I guess this has been the trend in Real Housewives of Lagos right from inception. Once the women know that two ladies have had a relationship before coming to Real Housewives, it's always causing this issue. And I don't know why. Like, why is female friendship such a big problem in Real Housewives of Lagos? That's what I want to understand. I remember the issue of season 2. We had Faith and Laura. Because Faith and Laura knew each other and they declared that they were friends, it became such a big headache for most of the women on the show. And I'm seeing a repetition of it here. Why would you just say Diadem is acting as Voltron, or what was that word that she used? Diadem is not a woman of her own. She's just, what's the meaning of that? Because they've known each other before now. So the next thing shows Diadem leaving. You know, she had to leave on time because she kind of had work to get to. And we see that her boyfriend sends a boat to pick her up, right? So, and she actually told Dabota about it, so she left first on her own personal boat. Then we go back to Caroline and Sophia's discussion after yoga, where they left it off. So Caroline starts talking about Mariam.
a few things with Miriam as well. If you can't talk to Diadem about your issues with her, and you're coming to talk to me about it, and when it's now time to actually cover, you're not making it look as if you're mediating between the both of us. Girl, you have issues with Diadem.
Right.
You understand? So
right. I was there. I heard when she said
you
that.
have issues with her. Why are you not making it look like I am the one that has issues with her? I don't have issues with
And Sophia says,
For Miriam, I low-key expected her reaction yesterday.
and that statement again crystallizes my point that I believe Miriam and Sophia have actually planned all these things before they came out to act it. The issue here now is like they didn't carry Caroline along with this particular plan. So that's why Caroline is upset. Number one. Then number two, what I've noticed is that for Caroline to have brought it up, and she was so passionate when she was talking about this, I know that Caroline is still going to bring up this issue with Miriam sometime in the future. I know. So Sophia was just kind of like explaining to Carol like it's not a big deal. She knew Mariam was going to do that and whatnot. So the next person to leave the beach is Dabota. She left alone in her own boat. And then finally, Sophia, Mariam, and Carol live together in Sophia's boat. So the next thing we see Caroline talking to her construction guy, and it's there that she decides that she wants to host the ladies. And then she comes up with this idea. She invites the ladies for a baking session. So the day that they're going to bake arrives, Caroline gets there first, of course, and then the next person to get there is Laura, and finally Sophia. So I was actually, because for the whole of this thing, these were the three women that were here. I actually thought it was everybody that Caroline was planning to invite, but I guess this is just chit chat among close friends, right? They are there, and when Sophia comes in, is the way Carol is praising Sophia.
Sophia, baby girl of life, my hot chocolates, my darling coffee patron walks in.
That kind of, I feel off about it. And why do I feel off? I feel off because this was exactly the way Carol used to praise Choma in season 1. And we see where their friendship ended. And I'm kind of like seeing a repeat of this behavior, overpraising Sophia and I'm not getting the same energy from Sophia, honestly. But let's keep that aside. The chef, Becky, I'm not really sure about the pronunciation, but the chef Becky, let me just call it that way.
Very subtle, chocolatey.
He's teaching them how to make red velvet cake. And the chef mentions the ingredients. And to my greater surprise, she mentions cocoa. And honestly, I didn't know cocoa could be one of the ingredients of red velvet cakes. Because the red velvet cakes I know, and the ones I've made, I never put cocoa in them. But I put yogurt and other stuff. So, but this chef didn't have yogurt in hers. Anyway, so far as you get the final result right, it doesn't matter. But I was just a bit surprised to hear that you put a little bit of cocoa in red velvet cake. So anyway, these women, they get to baking and all that. And so while the chef takes their mixture to the oven, they sit down and they start having discussion. In fact, it's Laura that even starts it and says, I want you guys to give me the gist of what happened. So Sophia starts by telling Laura that Diadem and Dabota attacked her of which I feel attack is a strong word at this point. Then Carol told Laura that Mariam was quiet when they were having the exchange.
Mariam's quiet.
Yeah.
Someone has changed.
Because, the Mariam that she knows before would have actually said something. Sophia then tells Laura that Dabuta gave her a trash view. Then Sophia tells Laura, oh, she was very lucky that she didn't come because Laura's room was this small. And Sophia was actually using her hands to describe it. She was just doing something like that, this small.
And your room was this small.
Why?
And I was like, okay. And then that was when Laura made that confessional that we see everywhere.
Okay. I'm not surprised that Dabuta gave me the least exciting room. At least she gave me a room downstairs. Me, if it was my trip, I would have probably put Dabuta in the toilet or something.
And honestly, when they were telling Laura this stuff, I don't think it upset Laura that much. Because, we've already established, Laura and Dabuta are not friends and they don't even plan on being friends. So I don't think Laura took it that. But anyway, Laura was just invested in the gist that they were giving her, right? So Carol then says,
I was like, okay, so where would Laura have slept? That was when I realized that your room was downstairs.
But why?
No view at all. Isha, maybe you were looking at someone's fence.
and then the question that Laura asked, but why did Dabuta do that? And I'm like, Laura, calm down now. You and Dabuta are no friends. Why are you asking this kind of question? You know now. So Carol says, well, I don't know why she did that. Maybe you should ask her when you see her. And Sophia in her confessional says,
If my room was downstairs, I definitely would have left.
Sophia, the room that Dabuta gave you was also bad based on the way you were nagging. You should have left the room that she gave you. So I don't know why I'm making it look like as if it's a worse situation or something. Anyway, somehow along the line, based on so much editing, right? Somehow along the line, Carol then takes over this discussion, and then Carol is telling Laura and Sophia about her visit to Dabuta's house.
When I went to her house, I don't give a damn if I'm a gossip right now.
Okay.
She made it very clear that she doesn't like you. She doesn't like your sister.
it's okay.
And I'm like, oh wow. I remember that episode, that's episode 3. And I don't remember Dabuta ever saying that. The only thing Dabuta complained about was what the blogs were writing about her daughter. She never mentioned Laura's name. But then again, most of these clips are edited, right? And so many things happen off camera that we do not see. But from the little that was shown, Laura was not mentioned, and Linda was not mentioned as well. So I was just so shocked that Carol was saying this to Laura. Then Sophia then tells Laura about the boat issue. Now this story will not be complete if Sophia doesn't mention the boat issue, right? But anyway, she just mentions it. And it's what Carol says in her confession, and that, honestly, let me just put it right here. Carol was just amazing me in the most unexpected way in this episode. There were so many things that Carol was just saying that I honestly did not understand where it was coming from. So Carol in her confessional says,
Make it make sense to me why two beautiful women will be so petty about whose boat was used and what time we came.
but what are you saying? In my mind, I was like, Carol, what are you saying? Is this what you should say after everything that's happened? You kept these women waiting for 3 hours. You made Dabuta waste her money getting that yacht. And this is what you say after everything. Whatever Dabuta did to upset Carol must have really, really upset her. But like I said in my in episode 6 review, I told you guys that I have a theory. That's what we are getting to. We are getting there. I told you guys I have a theory that Caroline is definitely, or probably, sorry, let me use the right words. Caroline is probably angry at Dabuta because Dabuta did not eat out of that food that she gave her that day. So we are getting there. So Carol was telling the women about the bathroom in her room at the beach house.
The bathroom I had, when you shower, it becomes a pool.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
So I was managing, and I had to put up a face just because I wanted you to have a good time. See my hand? I have a bite. I have a bite here. Do you understand? There were things flying around. So the least I expect that you should be a good hostess. Ask questions. Are you okay? Are you fine?
I was wondering, Carol, why didn't you bring this up with Dabuta at the beach house? Why are you saying it here now? Why are you telling these women this now? And she was like, Dabuta is just such a terrible host. Dabuta never once asked her how she was doing. Carol, Dabuta asked. It was caught on camera. She asked so many times. I remember it vividly. Whenever Dabuta asked Carol, are you doing okay? Carol will say yes, she's doing fine.
Carol, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I am, actually. Just
Sure.
a bit tired, but I am. I'm very fine.
So I don't know where this statement is coming from. You see, and this part where Carol was just complaining bitterly about the room and stuff. And in addition to everything that Sophia has said about her room and the trash view, I honestly was trying to think of what the owner of Bamboo View will be thinking watching this episode, watching all these things that these women are saying. Because I guess they are saying all this to try and diminish whatever that Dabuta has done, but they are beginning to forget that they are demarketing that place as well. I don't know. I'm trying to imagine if I was the owner of the Bamboo Beach House and these women came and had this experience, and then they are going to national TV to say all these kind of things about my personal beach house that I used to make money. I swear if I was the one, I swear I would take people to court. I will sue. Honestly, because they just badmouthed this place. Like I said, I understand why they are saying all this stuff. They are saying it maybe so that we, the audience, can dislike Dabuta. But they are also demarketing this place. And I don't know how they are doing this thing so easily without thinking. You could have met Dabuta. at the beat house and make all these complaints, and she will meet the management and everything will be sorted out. I don't know. Honestly, it's just so painful to watch. I'm just a bit disappointed. This time around, I'm disappointed at Carol now. I'm not even disappointed at Sophia. Why? Because when Sophia had her issues about the beach house, she mentioned it there, right? So that's why Sophia, I'm not even looking at her side because she's just been repeating everything that she has been saying since. But this is new coming from Carol. So Carol then continues and tells them that the day she went to see the butter in her house.
Is not a great hostess because I remember when I was supposed to host her at my house and she called in to say she had a sprained ankle. So I left everything I was doing to drive from Banana to Ikate, which is not a problem for me because I'm always driving up and down my work. Laura, I got here, your face was fully made up.
Why wouldn't she have full makeup, Carol? Like, she's a socialite. She's a beauty entrepreneur. She produces and sells makeup. Why wouldn't she have makeup on her face? It wouldn't surprise me if someone came to me and told me, do you know that Buddha sleeps with full makeup? I would not be surprised because this is her business. Of course, she's always supposed to have makeup. Every lady is supposed to have makeup. Once we wake up, we as women, as ladies, once you wake up in the morning, you have your bath. The next thing you put on is your makeup. So why Caroline is making this issue about makeup, or why she's bringing up this thing about makeup, is just shocking. And honestly, it's coming out of nowhere. And if you had actually come to her house now, she didn't have full makeup, you see you that's going to complain that she didn't have makeup on. So what's the issue here, Caroline?
Babe, then she was in the kitchen with someone I don't like, Ehi. I don't like Ehi.
And Sophia just asked.
Who's that?
Ehi Sayavet, I don't like her.
I think I know
Because-
who that is.
Caroline just continues.
And you're in the kitchen with Ehi. You bring out food to serve me and you won't taste the food. Why would you not taste the food?
And I'm like, bingo, Caroline, bingo. I just knew that was where this issue came from. I knew. And that's where all this bad mouthing Dabuta, that's where it's coming from. I just knew because there was nothing, as far as I'm concerned, from what I've been saying, there was nothing that Dabuta had done wrong to Caroline. So for her to have mentioned it in her confessionals in that episode, I knew that was the issue. And that's why she was acting the way she was acting to Dabuta. So yeah, she has confessed it and my theory is right. Caroline says the issue is that she doesn't like Ehi.
Job. And then he was asking, why the hell would they give me that job? Then I went to a party of a prominent man and he was asking why did they invite me? So I don't like her.
The way she portrayed it like he's always after her and he's always after her coin. Oh, but there was a way that she was saying it like, because she doesn't like Ehi and Ehi is not her friend, and Ehi happened to be in the kitchen, in Dabuta's kitchen, and then they cooked, they gave her to eat, and Dabuta didn't eat. It kind of sounded like she was trying to insinuate that they poisoned her or something.
I asked you twice, won't you eat? You said, oh no, I'm not hungry. But I was eating and drinking, and that is something I want to raise with her.
Okay, of course, it's Caroline, calm down, just chill. It's possible that Dabuta ate before you came. Chill. Because from what Caroline had explained, and from what was explained in episode 3, Dabuta was actually supposed to go see Caroline, right? But it was because she sprained her ankle that she couldn't go, and that's why Caroline came. So it's possible that Dabuta had eaten with the knowledge or thinking that she would go to Caroline's place and the accident happened. So she stayed back, and if she's not hungry, why would she eat? And like I explained in the other episode, I kind of see it as it's a mannerless thing. When a visitor comes to my house, I give the visitor food and then I'm eating out of the food. How does it look? While Caroline is saying all this stuff about Dabuta, I just noticed that Sophia was actually quiet, which is a very good one. And while Laura was listening, there was this look that Laura had on her face when Caroline mentioned Ehi.
I was doing a contract. Why the hell will you give me something to drink and eat and you not eat and you're with Ehi in the kitchen?
It was a look to note. I just noted it, although I can't really say that this is what this look is portraying. At this point, I can't really say. Or maybe it's just me that can't read Laura's face very well. And at the end of the whole story, right, Sophia just says,
That's the same thing. You come to the beach house.
it's a good one. I like that statement. There's just nothing to say. What I'll say about this place is, what I don't get personally, I understand if Carol calls Sophia, or if Carol should call Sophia and tell Sophia all these things, I can get it. What I don't get is why Carol called Laura to tell her all these things. Is it because of the statement of Dabuta said she hates you and your sister? And I'm wondering why Carol we think that it works. Like I'm trying to understand the motive of calling Laura especially to that place. Is she trying to recruit people on her team against Dabuta, of which at this point I think it doesn't make sense, because Dabuta and Laura have mutual dislike for each other. So I don't think there's anything you want to say to Laura that Dabuta said about her that is going to surprise her. Honestly, I don't think so. And I don't know, is she trying to do this, the enemy of my enemy is my friend? And if that's what she's doing, it still does not make sense. That's why I said I don't get the motive of calling Laura to discuss all these things with her. It's because you and Laura have had that issue from season 1, and you guys just trash it out in this season. A few episodes down the line, you're doing this. I don't think it's a good idea. But let's see where the whole thing is going anyway. The chef brings the cake, the already baked cake, and they share the cake among themselves to eat. And then there's this thing Laura is saying.
I'm not a cake girl. I rarely eat cake, but I really like this one.
I'm like, Laura, I beg, is it everything that you don't really do? Calm down, auntie. Calm down and enjoy the cake. It shows that she's at her store, Beauty by AD, and someone is doing her makeup for her when her boyfriend calls her. And the name of her boyfriend, the way she stores the name of her boyfriend on her phone is Mr. X. Okay, that's so cool. So Mr. X calls her, they just discuss and stuff. And it's in her confessional that she mentions that Mr. X is actually not a Nigerian. So she's really enjoying the relationship, saying that she's having this relationship with a foreign person. So, well, that's good to know. And so after that scene, right, we move to the next scene. We see Dabuta pull up at this house. And from the exterior, from the gate of the house, the way the house looks, it looked very familiar. The gate of the house looked familiar. And why do I say look familiar? It looked like the house that was used to act this movie, Ada Omodadi. Okay, I've actually started watching that movie. I haven't finished it. So when I'm done, I'll review it. I've just been busy with stuff. That's why. Dabuta goes in to the house, and then we see who owns the house when she goes inside. It's actually Ehi, the Ehi that Caroline had talked about, and the Ehi that Caroline said she doesn't like. So Dabuta goes to see Ehi. So Dabuta explains in her confessionals that Ehi is a very good friend. It's like a sister to her. They've been friends for, is it 14 or 15 years that she mentions, right?
Ehi and I have been friends for about 14 years now.
He comes downstairs, they greet each other. She's telling Ehi how she took the women to Elashe, to the Bamboo Beach house. And the issue of them coming on Sophia's boat, and then Sophia coming and saying she doesn't like her room is trash, and all that, she just discussed everything with Ehi. And his response was like, please just leave those people, I beg. Just whatever it is, just leave them, I beg. That kind of stuff. Like, Dabuta shouldn't really take it as something serious. Dabuta explains that Caroline and Sophia are good friends, and he says
that must be a new friendship. I don't really see them together. I mean, online.
Dabuta even mentions the clash that she had with Sophia and all those things. And honestly, he just laughs everything off, just telling her to just forget about it. It's not a very big issue. And from that discussion, right, when Dabuta even mentions Caroline's name, I don't see any reaction from Ehi, like as if she has anything against Caroline. From what I am seeing, being a viewer, I don't see any reaction. He just acts normal. And it's just like, the way she's acting is like she's just listening to a story, right? It's why Dabuta is at Ehi's place that she receives an invitation from Laura.
I had my phone vibrating. So.
Oh my God.
Hey, beautiful, how are you? So sorry I missed your trip. I apologize. My son got ill that same day. Would love to make it up. Lunch. I know a badass place we can eat. Let me know.
The way Dabuta read the message, to me, it sounded like Laura wanted to meet Dabuta one-on-one. So the next thing we see that Sophia goes to see her uncle, Chidele Momodu. All of us know who Chidele Momodu is. About her experience with the ladies at the beach house. She tells him how Dadem and Dabuta, they don't like her.
I just feel like some of the ladies are threatened by me. I don't know
why
why
do you think that is happening?
I don't know, Uncle. They're just very catty and unkind.
Yeah. That's too strong.
Because, Uncle, she put me in a very bad room. She treated me very badly, and when I complained, she attacked me. She called me uncultured for complaining about the conditions of her hosting. And I took it personal for a few seconds, but I remembered that you're always telling me to rise above.
I was going to tell you that.
Uncle had a lot of advice for her.
You must put up your best always. Because you are not just representing yourself, but you're also representing our family. When you are famous, you have to be more conscious of the fact that people are watching you.
Very, very good advice. And I really hope that Sophia follows this advice. Anyway, the whole point of going to see her uncle was that
I'm launching my store in 2 weeks.
Hey.
Thank you. I'm just happy to now have a proper shopping space where people can come and buy, and also see the products that we are going to be displaying. So we're doing the natural hair care line in the same space as well as the clothing line. So, Uncle, for my brand launch, I'm thinking about taking the ladies to Ghana for about 2-3 days I want them to experience life in Ghana and then to also promote, TSM, the brand, and just host them for a few days. So I was thinking if you could help me reach out to Airpiece to see how we can collaborate for it.
Yeah, I should be able to speak to my contacts and then come back to you. That shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, sir.
Ghana is part of our homes.
Yes, sir.
I keep a permanent home in Ghana
Yes,
as well, and I've lived there for, I'm sure, maybe over 25 years
True.
now. So you'll be welcome, and we'll give you the best of delicious meals in Ghana.
Thank you, Uncle.
Whenever you are ready to come.
So Laura, the next thing we see, Laura invites the ladies to Gabi Lagos. It's a restaurant. She's there first, and then the next person that comes is Caroline. Let me talk about the outfit here. Actually, I like Laura's makeup and her hair. It's just her outfit I don't understand. It sort of look like maternity outfit to me.
Always on time. You can't do no wrong. Girl, what's happening? They go wedding. You have to You look good, girl.
Turn around. Hey, I can see you.
Caroline and Laura are there, and they are just discussing. They now decide to call Mariam because Mariam has left the country. She's back in US with her family, right? So when they called Mariam, Laura was like, Mariam, I'm really angry with you. I asked you if there was any gist, and you said there was none. So why didn't you tell me about the dungeon size room that Dabuta gave me?
I actually called Miriam before we met. Miriam, hold on. I called you before we met. And I asked Miriam, I said, Miriam, did anything happen like at the beach? Because I have a feeling that something happened and everything. Miriam said, nothing. Nothing involves, not, you said it didn't involve me. You did not tell me that they put me downstairs in a dungeon. Did you tell me that they put me in one small room?
Mariam just comes out in and just says,
I actually didn't check your room, but I was told that you were downstairs.
To my surprise, that's when Caroline said, yes, actually, I don't know what the room actually looked like. I never entered the room. And then I was confused, like, but you guys were describing with your hands that the room was small. So Caroline was then talking about her room, how it was not good. Mariam said, it's not like as if my room was good as well, but we're just there, we had a nice time, and that's what mattered. It didn't matter about the room, right? So anyway, they just kept talking to each other, greeting each other, and then Mariam said she had to go, she had to attend to her family and stuff. So after the end the call with Mariam, Laura and Caroline are discussing, and somehow that then comes up again.
I like Diola. I just want her to be herself, her own self.
I think
there's just so much about her that is so sweet and nice. So if someone like Dabuta is having issues, she should just leave it and just be herself. That's what I think. It doesn't change anything to me from who I am.
It doesn't at all.
At the end of the day. Yeah.
Hey girl! Princess.
I like Adam's outfits when she got there. I also like her outfits in her confessionals as well.
I'm avoiding conversations with Carl. I can't tell me.
So that Adam got there, she greeted Laura. To me, the way I saw it, she greeted Laura very well. It was a greeting that she had, that she gave Carol. That greeting was actually cold. Right?
You look nice.
Hi, darling. How are you?
I like sketch.
The greeting and discussion that Adam had with Carol at the beach house, it was not cold. This is the one that was cold. The greeting was cold. So Carol in her confessionals was now discussing Dabuta.
She has a character flaw. And she has inferiority complex. In all of that thing that you see, that glow that you see from outside, within her she feels very incomplete. She feels that she needs to lean on something to be someone.
I vividly remember Carol mentioning some of these things in season 1, and these were the things that she said about Laura. She's repeating them here. I'm beginning to see, what I would say is that I'm beginning to see some semblance of Carol's behavior in season 1. It's beginning to show itself in this season 3. And so I'm sort of like confused. What about that is giving you the impression that she has inferiority complex? Like, is this, and now to me it's looking like maybe Carol says these things when she doesn't like someone. Is it that she doesn't really know the meaning of what inferiority complex is, or is when she doesn't like someone that she automatically assumes this person has inferiority complex? But I don't understand where this is coming from, honestly speaking. I don't. Because from what I can understand, the issue that she has is with Dabuta. So why she's hitting up all these things under them is what is really confusing me. And honestly, I don't even have any theory. Or is it because Dadem is Dabuta's friend? Is that where all this is coming from? So Dabuta is the next person to arrive. Dabuta greets Laura. She just taps Carol.
How are you?
Hiya.
Hi, beautiful. Hiya.
Hi, how you doing?
How are you?
You look good.
Laura and Carol are sitting beside each other at the other side of the table, and then at the other side we have Dadem and Dabuta.
I thought she came to repair the electrical works in the place as per waiting she were. I don't know whether na plumbing work she come do. When she came to fix some wires, broken wires. She didn't put any effort in what she wore, more like.
Laura then asked Dabuta, did you miss me? And Dabuta said no. And they just both laughed. And Dabuta explained in her confessional that there was no need for her to lie because she already knows that Laura knows that she didn't miss her, so there was no need to lie. And, Laura just laughed it off. Like, at this point, I'm beginning to like their non-friendship. Non-friendship, honestly, they don't like each other and, like, they respect that fact. I don't think there's anything to exploit in that relationship. They don't like themselves. And that's a mutual feeling. And they maintain it like that, so I like it. Laura apologizes to Dabuta for not making it to her events, and Dabuta says, it's fine. Dabuta even says, Laura, but you've apologized before, you don't need to apologize again. Laura just says she just wanted to put it out there that she has apologized. Dabuta says she understands, family comes first and all this kind of thing. So I think that was when Sophia then walked in.
Myself, I'm very much a happy-go-lucky girl. I'm here. My vibe is I'm here to take up space.
Hey, girl!
You said elegant. You said elegant.
I know. You look amazing.
Hello, darling.
I did not understand Sophia's outfit, honestly. Because even Laura was like, what are you wearing? And she said, did you not say we should come casual or something like that? But, Sophia, what are you wearing? That's not casual. This is not the right occasion for this outfit. But anyway, Sophia joins them. Laura then says, okay, what she wants them to do, what she wants all the ladies to do is that they should say what they don't like about each other. Right? And then so Carol starts first. Carol says she has something to say about Dadem and about Dabuta. So Carol started talking to Dadem about being cold at the bonfire, and Dadem she just repeated it. She wasn't cold. Maybe Carol had actually interpreted whatever was going on with her as being cold, but she wasn't. Then Carol then faced Dabuta and then was talking about the day Dabuta sprained her foot at her home. And when she came to meet Dabuta, she was using the word feel.
2 days later, Dabuta said that she had a sprained ankle. She was at your party dancing. So I now felt like, was it that Dabuta said this because she didn't want to come to my house? That was how I felt.
I'm just like, why will you make up a whole issue based on your feelings, right? If you want to make up any issues with anybody, you have to be sure. You should have facts. Don't just go feeling. So she said the moment she saw Ehi.
Then I saw Ehi. I do not like Ehi. I don't like her now. I don't like her too much. She's your friend. It's okay. But I don't like her. I have been at a party where I went for work. And he questioned, why would they give me the job? And why did they invite me for the party? She has no rights to question anybody why I am there. So when I came to Dabuta's house, I saw her. She came out to greet me. It triggered something in me. I sat down. You served me, but you didn't eat. And I asked you twice, why aren't you eating? You said you were waiting for Benin rice. But the moment I saw her in your kitchen, my spirit left me. So I'm very spiritual. I don't like her. Not now, not ever.
Carola has already told us what is on her mind. That's a good one. Let's see how it goes from here. Dabuta then explains, if it's for Ehi has been her very, very good friend. In fact, she considers Ehi as her sister. And then she tells Carol that she didn't even know that Carol had an issue with Ehi. So she's actually sorry about that. She didn't know that they have anything between them. She honestly thought that they were both friends. Then for the spraining of the ankle, right, she said she fell down the stairs that day. Maybe because the time that she fell to that time that Carol came was not too far away. So she wasn't really feeling the pain. It was later on when she was with Ehi. I guess this after Carol had left. That's when the pain started to affect her leg seriously. So yes, she did sprain her ankle and it affected her. Dabuta just explains in a calm manner, of which I agree and I believe it should be acceptable. Like the explanation was reasonable enough. During that discussion, Dabuta then mentioned that she had gone to Caroline's room when they were at the beach house to actually discuss the issue that she had with Sophia. And Sophia was like,
don't worry about it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was. I told you.
Yes.
Actually, either you or Miriam. I said she's concerned about her issue with Sophia.
I didn't know that.
She doesn't like how it
felt like
I didn't
you didn't
like-
give a
No.
It was Miriam I told. I said Dabuta is not comfortable. She doesn't like how it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She was.
and then I kind of saw it registered on Sophia's face, like that realization. Honestly, I was really impressed with what she said in the confessional.
Now that I know certain things that have happened and I kind of have like a glimpse into their personalities, I am open to getting to know them. I am open to being more graceful.
This is the realization that I've been waiting for. Me, the viewer, this is what I've been waiting for. Like, I just wanted her to see that Dabuta and Dadem were not against her. And she was not saying some certain things. I'm happy that it happened this way. I'm really, really happy that she said that. And I hope that the relationship between her, Dabuta, and Dadem gets smoother as they go on. Right. So, anyway, that's where this episode ends. And I would like to see what happens in episode 8. That's the end of this review. See you in the next one.
Real money is not so loud. Coins do make a lot of noise.